go on to share your screen. Please, as we join in, kindly mute. As you join in, kindly mute your mics. Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, everyone. We just start penning down your expectations for this program. Just start penning down your questions, things that you've had over time bother you as a student, especially as regards this
As
industry.
we join in,
We
kindly
have
mute. As
wonderful
we join
panelists
in,
who would
kindly
be
mute your
helping
mic.
us
Thank you.
understand better how the industry works. We also have a keynote speaker, and there's so much that is lined up for this event. So much is lined up for this event, and I'm hoping that you are set, you've positioned yourself to take out all that there is, from this event. Okay, without further ado, we'll just go on to the agenda of today's program. Okay, Manuela, if you can hear me, kindly help me with sharing your screen.
Daniel, are you having difficulties seeing Simeon's screen?
Yes, I am. Is it sharing the screen already?
Yes, he is. He is.
Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, I think I can see his screen now. Okay, so we'll be having our safety brief, and that will be followed very quickly by the opening remarks. We'll have a recognition of senior members. Then immediately after that, we'll be having introduction of our keynotes, of our moderator, introduction of our keynote speaker, and there'll be an icebreaker, after which we'll have introduction of our panelists, and we'll dive straight into our panel session, our photograph session. As usual, we'll have our membership drive and our closing remark. So without further ado, quickly take the national anthem. Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you very much. I do hope that as we heard the national anthem play, we once again remember what every line means to us as Nigerians, and that we become even more patriotic as the days for the election draw near. Okay, so very quickly, safety precautions. I know you are joining this meeting. Most of us are on our way back from work. Some of us are still in the office. Some of us are still working back home. Just as you're joining us, remember to mute your mic when you're not speaking. Remember to raise up your hands. If you want to speak, use the raise your hands function on Zoom. Remember to use C for comments and Q for questions while trying to drop a comment or a question in the chat box, so it's easy for us to pick these up. And for those of us who are working or still in the office, ensure you can hear the fire alarm, even with your headset or your pods. Be alert and aware of your environment. Stay safe. Remember to stay safe at all time. Thank you very much. Okay, so very quickly, we'll be welcoming our programs chair for section 103 to give us the opening remarks. If your hands are not too busy, kindly use the emojis provided by Zoom to make welcome our programs chair, Mrs. Ngozi Okonkwo. Over to you, Ma.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Good evening,
Okay.
Ma.
All right. Yeah. Good evening. So happy New Year to everyone. Thanks to everyone who are currently on this call for accepting to attend this session. I really want to use this opportunity to specially recognize the keynote speaker, Iro Gama. I hope she's on the call. And all our panelists, Erasmus, Jude, Ekoma, and Christine. We appreciate all you keep doing for our students and young professionals. We in section 103, we recognize how important it is for our students and YPs to be well prepared and grounded as they transition into the work environment. Indeed, the industry awaits you. There are so many things that a lot of us, if we had opportunities like this, maybe there are things we would have done differently. And there are some languages you hear about people being high flyers, managing your career, knowing that your career are in your hands. I believe that this session will definitely give everyone on this call a head start on essential resources to help them build upon in their careers. I don't intend to bore us with a long speech when we have seasoned professionals with us who already have so much to share with us within this limited allocated time. Once again, I want to thank everyone for joining. And on behalf of SPE Session 103, I wish you all a great year with great opportunities and achievements in all your endeavors. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was quite an opening remark from our program's chair. And I think two words you shouldn't have missed out from her speech is seasoned professionals. And just like I told us earlier, get set to learn, to relearn, and also to unlearn. So very quickly welcoming our YP Mama, our YP chair to recognize, presence of our senior members here with us.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Good evening, everyone. I hope our day has been good and the week has been great so far. Thanks to our speakers for joining. We look forward to an amazing session with you all. So I will be recognizing the senior members we have on the call. Of course, our PC that just spoke. Thank you so much, PC, for always being there for us. We do appreciate your support always. We also have our section director, Sir Erasmus Nana, who's also going to be part of the panel today. I'm so looking forward to the different segments that we'll be having today for this event. Thank you, SD, for your time and from accepting to have the session with us to also share your experience and everything to encourage the recent grads and also the YPs that are going to be on the call. I also see some board members on the call, Captain J, Dr. Judo Simobi, thanks so much for your time. Our moderator for the day, who's the YP co-chair, Ella Agbo, thank you for joining. Special shout out to everyone on the call too. For you being here this evening, just know that you're special to us and the session promises to be great. So sit down, get your notepads ready and just get as much as possible from the session. Thank you. Over to you, Daniel.
Thank you very much, YP Mama. Thank you to all our senior members who found time to join us. We really do appreciate your presence. So very quickly, I would be introducing our moderator for today. Emanuela Abo is a talented and creative energy professional with an academic background in mechanical engineering. That should strike a chord. He's currently a projects engineer in Shell, Nigeria. He's passionate about utilizing technology to provide solutions that impact projects, processes, and operations, and in turn reflect on business profitability and sustainability. Having led several teams at different levels, Emanuela has honed her leadership abilities while lending credence to her great interpersonal skills, emotional intelligence. She is also reputed for timeliness and agility in executing projects and meeting deliverables. She's a strong advocate for women in STEM and an active volunteer causes that encourage women's participation in leadership, politics, and STEM. She mentors aspiring young female engineers towards academic excellence and career relevance. She's also an astute businesswoman and entrepreneur. Ella, as she's fondly called, is an active member of SPE. She's currently the YP co-chair and Young Professionals Membership Committee lead for the Society of Petroleum Engineers Section 103. Her hobbies include acting, reading, and trying out recipes. Your hands are not too busy. Help me make welcome our moderator, Emanuela. Hi, Rousing, welcome. Over to you, Emanuela.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you, everyone, for joining this call today. Thank you to our speakers for honoring our invitation. We're glad to have you, and we know that we are in for something big. All right, so without further ado, we're just going to get right to business. So we're going to have our keynote presentation by our wonderful keynote speaker. Yeah, if you are a regular face at most industry conferences, then you should know Euro. So Euro is the MD of and CEO of SARS Investment Company Limited, where she manages the affairs and operations of a fleet of 12 ships working deep offshore Nigerian waters, supporting the oil exploration and production activities of international oil companies. She holds a bachelor's degree in biology and psychology and an MSc in public health. She's an alumni of Harvard Business School. She's a member of the Institute of Directors. She's the chairperson of France and membership committee of Ship Owners Association in Nigeria. She's a board member and of Development and Leadership Institute. She's also the director of Eagles Watch Security Limited, the founding member of Women in Engineering in Energy Network. Sorry, she's a patron of Association of Professional Women Engineers in Nigeria. That's APWEN. She's an associate member of Women in Management, Business and Public Service, WIMBIS, and she's also a board trustee of the Rich Nigerian Foundation. She's a serial entrepreneur who sits on the board of private security guards company and a training consultant firm. She's also a founder of a very regular, of a renowned beauty brand in Port Harcourt. I've also been privileged to patronize their services. Very good business there. So it's Heaven, which has beauty salons, spa, and a hair care products line. She in 2013 she emerged winner of the maiden edition of the Next Titan Entrepreneurial Reality TV show and has received several awards for her business acumen, including 2 Eagles Awards for Young Entrepreneur of the Year, the Future Awards nomination for the beauty category in 2012, and she's the recipient of the Entrepreneur Africa Awards in 2021. She won for that award. She won the Outstanding Female Entrepreneur of the Year in 2021. She is most respected CEO in Nigeria award and the Amazon of the maritime industry in the year 2022. She's a mother of 2 beautiful girls and she's committed to the growth of female entrepreneurs. Okay, without much ado, if your hands are not busy, I want you there in the chat box to make use of the clapping emojis and let's welcome our keynote speaker. Welcome, Ma.
Thank you very much, Emanuela. Thank you for that introduction. Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I feel very privileged to have the opportunity to share some of my experiences and thoughts on how you can thrive as a young professional, recent graduate in our industry. So I'll first of all just start off with a little maybe story about my own story, my journey. So my name is Yorogama Ogboifun, and I am sure that a lot of people are wondering all the things that Emanuela has reeled out and how one is able to manage all of that and achieve those things. So I'll just talk around how this worked for me coming up. So I have a first degree in biology and a master's in public health I have no maritime industry, technical industry, academic experience, and I actually have no formal MBA, but I have managed to thrive significantly, opening and managing multiple businesses at the same time and running a foremost maritime company for the last 8 years. I think that most of what I will be sharing with you as pointers, which I hope would help you as you comment your own journey, have been born out of my experience as well as just wisdom that has been gleaned from those who have gone before me. I started off wanting to be a doctor, really, and I was in pre-med in America. I was studying, and my second year, I sort of identified that maybe medical school wasn't really what I wanted to do. Maybe medical school or being a doctor didn't fit my personality. And I think that's something very important that one can take away, where you're able to identify who you are pretty early on. It saves you a lot of roundabout journey, getting lost along the way before you find your path. So I'm being true and honest to that discovery. So I realized that I wasn't cut out to be a doctor by my third year. And the next step was having a difficult conversation with my Nigerian father, who was paying these fees and who had boasted about how his daughter would become a doctor from a Boston university, telling him that that dream wasn't going to be happening. So we had that conversation, and the next step was, so what do you want to do? And the honest truth was that at that time I was 21 years old. I wasn't clear on what I wanted to do, but I just knew I didn't want to be a doctor. And that's another point that I like to put that sometimes it's okay to also not have all the clarity, have some clarity, but then, if you don't have all of it end to end, it's also okay, because it's part of the process and it's part of the journey that one should treasure and really take advantage of that self-discovery time. So I took some time to do research. I tried to figure out, okay, I'm already in school, I'm already doing biology, so what's relevant to this course? And then I discovered public health, and I figured, okay, I can definitely do this, policy management, hospital administration. I think that this is something I could do. So I finished my first degree, biology and psychology. I did a double majors, and came back to Nigeria to do my youth service before going on to masters. So while I was serving, that was when I actually encountered business in the real sense of it. So entrepreneurship, as we would call it. And, I identified a gap. I was serving in Abuja. I had a lot of my friends who had moved back as well, from different parts of the world, doing youth service or doing bar part one. So they were in law school, and we would gather every weekend, and I would listen to the things they complained about. And that was how I was able to identify an opportunity to provide value. And that's another point that I would like to drive home, which is seeking opportunities to provide value. You're stepping out of school, you've graduated, you're going into the workplace, or you're setting up your own business. You're such a whiz kid that you're able to set up your own enterprise. But whatever sphere you find yourself, you must be positioning yourself to be a value provider. You must be providing solutions. You must be seeking opportunities. And one of the first and easiest ways to identify what value you should put on the table is by listening. So a lot of us were very good talkers, but we barely listen. Not just sitting down and waiting for the person to finish so you can respond with your opinion, but to actually hear them, right? So to listen to what's not even being said. So I listened to most of the complaints. I was quiet most of the conversation, and I began plotting how I could meet some of those gaps that they had identified. And that's how Heaven was born. So I started my business in 2009 called Heaven. And we started off first small, and then we grew, the vision expanded, and then we grew big to, what we have today. And that's another thing, patience, 2009 to 2023. So when people talk around, what I have achieved and what they see today, there's been a hell of a journey that has, that has gone to bringing me from that point where I was selling hair extensions from the trunk of my car to where I have 3 different locations around Port Harcourt. I have a spa, I have a training center, and I have all these other businesses because I've been able to build that capacity over time. So you have to be patient with yourself. So dream big, but start small and then act. So I started that and I did that. And fast forward to 2013, I entered a show called The Next Titan. And this was another very significant milestone in my journey of achieving purpose and trying to live a life that was filled with impact. Joining The Next Titan show was very unexpected because I mean it's a reality TV show. We were actually put in a house. It was almost like Big Brother but for entrepreneurs. So we were it was airing every Sunday. We had boardroom sessions every week, and people were being evicted. There were 16 of us, 8 men and 8 women. You know, so it was a full shebang, 12 weeks, and it was the most. I don't think I have had any other experience like that since that time, and I don't know if I would ever. Maybe that was a once in a lifetime experience. Well, it built a lot of things in me. It built my resilience. It showed me how much I could stretch myself mentally, emotionally, and even physically. Emerging, we had to do things that seemed impossible. Sell cars in 2 days, develop marketing adverts for big brands like Peak Milk, like Ford, you know, and the shoot TV jingles, you know, develop artwork that they could use for the advertising. These were things that most of us had never even, you know, known anything about production before. You know, run charity events, do philanthropy, impact communities, all of this within 48 hours. So it was insanity, but then it showed us that I hung on to the phrase impossible is nothing. And that's another thing that's going to come when I start to reel out my list of advice and counsel to these young, intelligent professionals who we have on the call, to say that truly there is nothing that is impossible. The only limiting factor that you have is yourself. It is not money, it is not opportunity, it is not any individual. It is yourself and your mind which you have control over. Because when you think a thing, you commit to that thing and you have the right level of passion, truly the universe would conspire to support you. The universe would conspire, things would happen for you. You would not even, maybe as a Christian, you call it a miracle, you know, but definitely it's a principle of life. It's a law. It's a law of life. It's just a principle that just for you, all you need to do is think it, want it bad enough, commit to it, and somehow it just happens. And that's what I saw, you know, and those are some of the lessons I took away. And truly, I have lived the principle of impossible is nothing. It's so difficult. Like, I have to be so sure that truly it is not possible to attain that thing for me to let it go, to have that. So we built that resilience and that sort of level of determination in me. And then of course I won the show, and that just sort of propelled me to a whole nother level in terms of my network, in terms of people that I was able to interact with, and even just how I was viewed home and abroad. So I work in a family business. Stars is a family business. I'm second generation leadership. And these were some of the things that helped to build that confidence in my chairman now, the previous CEO, to say that there might just be something here for this person who has shown capacity that she's able to take the reins and actually run with this business that I have built over the last 30 years. And so I want to just quickly move in because I know that I have a few minutes left, so I don't want to bore you too much in my life story, which is still ongoing. I want to just quickly speak to you from my heart, some points that I jotted down while I thought around what would I tell my younger self? What would I tell myself maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago? What would I have liked to hear from a speaker who I had the opportunity to interact with at a time like this? And one of the first things that I would say is I would mention to you that the world is evolving, and it's evolving consistently, and it's evolving quickly. There are new trends that are emerging. There's things like out with the old and in with the new. But in all of this, the first thing I would like you to keep is right perspective. I want you to have the right perspective going into the next season of your life. You're done with the last season and you're in a new season, and you must go into it with the right mindset and with the right perspective. You must value character. There's a place for character in this new level and next level of your life. Character plays a role because this is the time that you really truly begin to form what we call our name. This is the time when you begin to say, I'm building a name that remains a legacy for myself and for my children, whether you have them or you're yet to have them. This is the time. And so character stemmed in integrity is so critical. Having an excellent mindset will take you so far, because that value creation that I spoke about earlier, having an excellent mindset would inadvertently see you providing value, because it's either you provide value or you do not do it. Showing commitment, being committed. If you're involved, let team members see that as long as this person is involved and with their level of commitment, then we have no choice but to succeed. Build productive daily habits. These are the building blocks for your character. It's what we do consistently. So being able to pick productive daily habits and do them every day will definitely help in restating and reaffirming your character. Accept feedback. Have the ability to take criticism. I have received criticism. In fact, in my company, we do what we call a 360 degrees feedback. It's one of the toughest things as a leader that you hear, because you have to be humble, you have to be able to receive the feedback coming from your downlines, from drivers, from your security personnel, from your secretary to your general manager, depending on your level. And you're getting it from all corners, and you have to take it like a champ. You have to take it with your full chest. So the ability to take it with your full chest is the muscle that you build over time. You don't get to leadership and start learning how to accept feedback. You start today. I tell you to start where you are. I meet a lot of young people, and when I speak about their plans, they're in a hurry. There's so much life ahead. Trust me, like I was listening to someone, I said, adulthood, nah, scam. It's truly a scam. I'm sure some of us already are living proof that adulthood is a scam. Don't be in a hurry. Appreciate the process. That starting point is necessary, because that's the foundation. That's where you start to build on. You are enough at that point. Work on you and build on that. Work hard. Competition is with yourself. Competition is not with the next person. See, when I ran track when I was in high school, I ran 100 meters. My races were 100 meters, 200 meters, and relay. And my coach used to always tell us to never look to the left or to the right, that it slows us down. And one day I actually wanted to test it. Like, does it really slow? I want to know, how far away, how far back? Am I close? Am I really far ahead? And truly, the day that I ran and I looked back and I kept checking around me to see who was coming, I lost the race. And I realized that stay focused, compete on yourself, be agile, be flexible. I mean, COVID-19 showed us the importance of being flexible, of being open-minded, of being adaptable to change. And I'm saying that build that capacity now, because a lot of people, they say that's how I am. Nobody is anyhow. There's nobody that is, you're not lots that turn to a statue of salt. You can move, you can change, you can learn and unlearn, you can relearn. So be agile, build new relationships, but keep the old ones. Some of the best friends that I have today are the ones that I fought with in JS1 and fought with in JS2, and some that I pulled their ears when we were in primary 5. They've been my truest and my most honest and my most loyal friends. But then I have a good new crop of friends and older friends who are mentoring me, who are coaching me, who have been before me, and who are showing me how not to make the mistakes that they made, especially as a woman working in a male-dominated environment. I've had to lean on new relationships that I have built. Invest in mentor-mentee relationships. I get a lot of requests. Oh, I want to be my mentor. I want to be my mentor. But when I interact, I realize that a lot of people don't understand what it means to be a mentee. It's not a come and take, because chances are, if you ask me to be your mentor, there's something that's about me that you like. And there's a high chance that I'm very busy. So the currency that I'm trading to you is my time. And that time is very, very valuable to me. So when you come to a mentor-mentee relationship, you have to be ready to do the work. But I can tell you from experience that it is worth it. You must keep learning. You have to keep learning, because like I said earlier, the world is changing, it's evolving, and it's changing really fast. So we must be ready to upskill at every chance. We must commit to continuous improvement through personal development. We must be committed to that. It must be part of us, part and parcel. And the fact that you're here in this call, attending this session, is already sharing that commitment to your progress. Please live for impact. Yes, money is good. Money is nice. I mean, when I tell people, I'm like, money is good or money is sweet. Nobody should lie to you that money is a bad thing. It's good to have money. I pass some houses and I'm like, it's good to have money. It's good to have money. But it is more valuable to have impact. Because with impact will come goodwill. With impact will come influence, will come things that money cannot even buy for you. It will open doors that all the money in the world will never have let you access. So live for impact. And there are little ways, just even by being kind, being thoughtful, is enough to add that impact. Dream, plan, but most importantly, you have to act. I have a lot of dreamers, I know them. They just never are able to translate from being a dreamer to being an actor. And I'm saying that you should act. So, and one of the good ways is to plan personal strategy retreats. You don't need to go anywhere fancy. You can just lock yourself in your room and just spend a day or 2 days just clearing your head, gaining clarity, writing down the vision so you can run with it, and just basically planning what you're going to do and setting those actions, finding an accountability partner who ensures that you do what you're supposed to do. And lastly, as I end on this note, don't be too hard on yourself. Reward your achievements, face your struggles, and learn to rest. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much, Iro. So much value, so much value. There's a lot to learn here. You talked about appreciating the process. Personally, I can also relate to what you said about having like personal retreats to refocus and re-strategize because it's important. When you're doing life, a lot is happening at once, and you realize that you're overwhelmed. You're just acting, but you're not necessarily improving yourself. So much value here. I'm sure everyone is excited to have been part of this call. I'm just going to say again, if you have a question, okay, there's one question here. You can drop it in the comment box. So we're just going to take 2 questions and we move on. Thank you once again, Iro, for honoring our invitation and for sharing your experience with us. So we sent out a form earlier with the meeting invite and we asked people to ask questions. So there was this question that was asked, and I believe that question was for you. I know that within the course of the conversation, you most likely dropped the answer to that question, but I'm still just going to ask it in case the person is here for that sake. So the question is, can you be in the industry and also be an entrepreneur?
Multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. It is definitely possible. In fact, I tell a lot of entrepreneurs or who would be entrepreneurs, don't leave your day job to go just become an entrepreneur. Start off being an entrepreneur whilst you're working. And I'll tell you why. I mean, as an employer, I encourage, I don't know about other, I'm sure there's some organizations that have very strict policies, but you can invest, if you have a structure of someone maybe who can partner with you and you bring some level of skill set to what you're doing. But the truth of the matter is that in today's world, it's difficult to live off one source of income. So I don't even stress as long as it's not a conflicting business interests, it doesn't conflict with what we're doing in our place of work. I encourage them to have another stream of income. I have staff that have poultries, I have staff that have cold rooms, I have staff that have other consulting services, and all of that. And I'd say because part of the reason why my business could thrive the way it has thrived is because I was working and I wasn't having to live off the revenue of the business at the beginning. So the business could keep just plowing back what it earned back into it until it stabilized, and then it could start to pay me a salary. And I could only do that because I had another source of income. I had another source of revenue. So certainly, if you structure it properly, don't stretch yourself out too thin. And of course, check the human resource provisions of your workplace to be sure that you're allowed to do private practice while you work there. And if not, find ways to invest until you're ready to step out and stand on your own and run your business. So yes, please, by all means, you can be in the industry and you can also be an entrepreneur. I have engineers that are bead makers. I have engineers that make fascinators. They work in Shell and they're bakers. In fact, my cousin is an engineer in Shell and he has a bakery. That's his passion. That's what he loves to do. He can bake through the night. And now he's supplying all kinds of supermarkets with his products. And I'm sure very soon Shell might be losing one of their well engineers to go bake, So just, you can.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you heard that structure is everything. So before you jump out of the boat of 9 to 5 or whatever source of income you have, just structure yourself, plan, and God willing, you would succeed. Okay, the last question from someone here. The question is from your experience as a mentor and also as a mentee, what are some of the tips you would give to your younger mentees on the mindset into going into mentorship?
Come ready to do the work. So for me, when if you come to me and you want me to mentor you, first thing I'll ask you if you're ready to do the work, and I'll test that because, like I said, the value that your mentor brings to the table beyond their expertise and their knowledge is their time, and no one wants to invest that time and not get a result. So I want to have a session with you and make certain agreements, we reach certain resolutions for things that you have to deliver on, and then we come back after 2 months and you haven't done anything. You're wasting my time and wasting your time as well. So you need to come with a mindset of I'm ready to do the work, I'm prepared. And it's okay if you're not ready. It's not by force that you must jump into a mentor-mentee relationship. Go into it when you're sure you're ready to commit to it, you're ready to do the work that is required so that you can bring the desired result. And so you can also benefit from having that time and interaction with that person. So what I would say to you is please come ready to do the work.
Thank you very much, Iro. Thank you for being with us, for answering the questions. We appreciate you. Yeah, so guys, I want you guys to show some love to Iro in the chat box. Thank you. So we're going to move on to the next thing on our agenda. So we are in a new year and everyone has like plans, they have visions for the year. When I was in school, I can remember because of I had friends that maybe they will plan for the year and they will not achieve what they wanted to do for the year. They stopped planning for the year. So they stopped having expectations, they stopped having visions or plans. I know someone once told me that it will make you depressed, but I don't think that is the case. There are people that have demystified that myth or that talk by achieving their goals. So I want to know what your goals are for 2023. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. So this is the format I want us to use. By the way, before we begin, I want you to log on to Menti. So go to menti.com. Then for the Menti code, you can use the code on the screen 67190817. And yeah, we will continue from there. So like I was saying, I want you to tell me your vision for the year, but you don't have to like drop a full paragraph or be so elaborate. So if you want to get married this year, you can say, oh, I want to get married. If you want to have your masters this year, you can say, oh, I want to. You can see there is I want to be, I want to have, or I want to do. Maybe you want to do a professional course, you can put it there. You want to do a professional course, you want to buy a new vehicle, or you want to get a property, you can say that I want to have a house this year, I want to have a car, or I want to do that. So quickly, I want to see people logging on to Mentees and dropping their plans for the year. Yeah, it's going to be fun and interactive. So once you drop your plan at random, okay, guys, log on to Mentee. That is the code on the screen. So Simeon, just give me permission to share my screen briefly so um, everyone can see the Mentee platform.
You have the right.
All right. Okay, I can see the visions are coming in. I hope you can see my screen. Someone should just confirm that they can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Oh, I'm seeing, okay. I'm seeing I want to do 7 figures in savings. Wow, that's amazing. I want to gain financial intelligence. Amazing. I want to begin my second business and expand my skills. I want to manage my time better. I think that is a really good vision for 2023. Yes, I want to be the best at whatever I set to do. Okay, I want to build competence. Okay, keep your visions coming. Keep your visions coming. Ah, I want to jump for master. Please, if you want to japa after election, so your vote just counts. Yes. So and good luck with that too. I want to gain more skills that would help in my career. I want to do my master's program this year. Okay, I don't know if you want to do it abroad or in the Nigeria, anyway, any which way. Congratulations and good luck with that. I want to complete all pending courses. Okay, I would say that will be dealing with procrastination this year. I want to be physically fit. I think that's an amazing vision to have. I want to complete all my professional courses and come out tops. in flying colors. Okay, to that person, I'm saying congratulations in advance. I hope you achieve that. Um, I want to buy a I want to buy a house this year. That's nice. Okay. I want to grow spiritually. Wonderful, wonderful. I want to learn French. We. Comment tu t'appelles? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention in French class when I was in school. Okay, I want to get a job with an IEC. Okay, I don't know what IEC is, but I know what IOC is, International Oil Company. Okay, good luck with that. I think this year they should start recruiting. So good luck. Okay, keep your visions coming. I'm seeing that you can drop as much visions as you want. So don't just leave it at the first vision. Share your plans with us. All right, all right. So I'm just going to take one person's vision. So I don't know, this is an anonymous platform. So if this is your vision, you just briefly tell us about your vision. Yeah, if you don't mind. So which one? Which? I want to be promoted at work. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, okay. I want to get an internship. All right. Which should I go for? Oh, okay. Let's do the first person. I want to do 7 figures in savings. Care to talk about your visions in like a minute? Yeah, the person with the vision to save in 7 figures this year.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, yeah. So I plan to do that. It's a target, and then to do that by cutting down on certain habits, and instead of that, converting the money for making such purchases to my savings app. So I have applications that I use, like Piggyvest and Cowrywise, that help me do auto
Yeah.
savings. You can do auto savings on a daily routine, and I use banks that do not charge for SMS fees, so it's quite easy having to save every day, getting this money on auto save, and then I just know that, okay, for every day this amount is deducted, and subconsciously I don't have control of it. So I just want to look at it at the end of the year and say, oh wow, we got here, right? So that's it in 1 minute, I'll say.
Oh, amazing, amazing. And I hope you achieve that. Remember, our keynote speaker said nothing, impossible is nothing. Yeah, so that should be like our mantra for this year. Impossible is nothing. So one more, then we move on from this. So there's someone here. Uh I I saw it, but okay, I want to learn French. Yes. So care to share with us your vision? Why do you want to learn French? Yeah, in just a minute, the person that wants to learn French this year. All right. So I think we can move on because of time. Thank you, everyone. So Simeon, you can go back to sharing your screen. So briefly, I believe that we all have amazing dreams and plans for the year. Like the person that wanted to save 7 digits this year, I believe that's possible. And I also recommend the platform Piggyvest. I've been using it since 2019, and it has been helping me to achieve my financial goals. Next slide, please. So I want to remind you that regardless of your visions and your goals for the new year, whether it's small or big or however you want to view it, remember that your goal should be smart. So it should be specific, it should be measurable, that it should be something, it should be an actual goal, it should be measurable, that you can say that you want to be able to do XYZ. Okay, if you want to save money, how much do you want to save? So it shouldn't be open-ended, so you can actually achieve them. And it should be something that is achievable. Like the person that spoke earlier, he had like a system around achieving that. So you have looked at yourself. For instance, now I can't come to say that I want to save 1 billion naira this year. I don't want to talk too much, but that is not something that is achievable now, though. It has to be realistic, and it also has to be time bound. So within 2023, by the grace of God and with your determination and focus, I pray that you achieve your goals. So thank you very much. We move on to the next segment of our call. I hope you're ready. If you're ready, I want you to give me some vibes in the chat box there. See me on next slide, please. All right, so we are going to the panel session. We have four amazing panelists to share their experience with us, and I don't think you should sleep on this one. So we're going to begin with our first panel speaker, Erasmus Nana. So he has 21 years industry experience and has been working with Shell for 15 years. Yeah, he obtained his engineering degree in petroleum engineering from the University of Port Harcourt and a fellow alumni. He also has an MSc in petroleum engineering and project development from the prestigious Institute of Petroleum Studies in collaboration with IFP School slash France. IFP School France rather. He has served in SPE Port Harcourt and SPE Nigerian Council meritoriously in various capacities. Erasmus is a Distinguished Service Award winner with SPE in addition to numerous other prestigious awards. He has also authored slash co-authored 16 SPE papers. Please, I hope you're clapping in the comment section, in the chat box rather. He is passionate about technical and professional knowledge dissemination in line with the mission of SPE. He has passion for mentoring young professionals. Erasmus plays table tennis and squash at his spare time. He is married to Nkechi and they are blessed with 3 children. Thank you very much, Mr. Erasmus. Okay, we're going to go to our next panel speaker. All right, so we have Miss Christinoba Olotu. She has 4 years of experience as a drilling engineer in the upstream oil and gas industry. She holds a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering from the University of Benin. She is an energy researcher. Currently, she works as a graduate research assistant at the University of Texas at Tyler, where her research focus is on development of alternative energies. I think that's wonderful. When she's not practicing engineering, she spends her time writing poetry. So one time I took Christine's post and I put it on my status, one of her write-offs, and it had so many reposts. So people were reposting it. So she's an amazing writer. She has a great desire to leave the world a better place than she met it by engaging in true purpose, which she believes is the best bequest to humanity. She advocates the possibility of a better tomorrow for everyone, especially young people, if you show resilience and grit. Indeed, Christine is here to tell you that the industry awaits you. Yeah, Christine, you're welcome. So we can move over to the next panel speaker. So the next panel speaker is Jude Osinobi, Dr. Jude Osinobi, PMP. He is an earth and environmental scientist and a geophysicist with Shell Petroleum Development Company. He has been with Shell since 2015 and with some prior work experience. His areas of specialty include geophysics, data acquisition, processing, quantitative interpretation, environmental studies, and radiation slash health physics. He is a digitalization enthusiast with interest in Python and machine learning and the applications in geophysics. He's also a Shell's visiting lecturer at the Center of Excellence in Geoscience and Petroleum Engineering, University of Benin. He loves to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring, and he's currently the Technical Informations Chair for SP Port Harcourt Session 103, with a background in physics from Delta State University, Abraka, and an MSc in Petroleum Geophysics from the Imperial College London, another MSc in environmental slash radiation physics, and a PhD in environmental slash radiation physics from the University of Port Harcourt. Coupled with years of work experience, Dr. Jude is equipped with great knowledge in the area of subsurface geophysics with the environment at heart, and he's also willing to share his vast knowledge. So we have lots of speakers here that want to share their knowledge with you. He likes to play chess, watch and play football, and also finds pleasure in traveling, having traveled to over 18 countries in all the continents except Australia. I think, Dr. Jude, in your next travels, you have to put me in your suitcase. Yeah, he's married to Margaret Mary and they are blessed with kids. Thank you very much, Dr. Jude, for being here. So we have, last but not the least, Ekioma Isaac Prince. So he is a regular face on or a known face on the LinkedIn space. So Isaac is a petroleum engineer and a personal brand strategist who delivers high energy keynote presentations that challenge audiences to leverage their focus and pay attention to what matters most at work. and in their oil and energy career. Audiences from his LinkedIn post loves his practical strategies they can apply personally and professionally. Prince earned his bachelor's degree, first class honors in petroleum engineering from the University of Port Harcourt and other alumni, and currently works for SLB, formerly known as Schlumberger, as a reservoir performance field engineer, where he provides innovative technology solutions at the well site that maximizes profits by helping clients better understand their subsurface and production. Prince has authored quite a number of technical research papers published on SPE1 Petro. So if you are an SPE member, you're not taking advantage of the One Petro platform, this is a clarion call to do so. He presented at the SPE conferences and presented at SPE conferences and exhibition. His own journey to excellence has been fueled by an unrelenting passion for empowering students and young professionals in the oil and energy oil and energy career. He utilizes his social platforms as an avenue to provide mentoring opportunities to students and to young professionals looking to start their career in the energy industry. Prince Prince brings a track record of integrity, creativity, and passion to every event. And oh, please, he also has a knack for fashion and style. You're welcome, Prince. Nice to have you here. So I hope you're showing love to our speakers in the chat box. So I think we can begin the panel session proper. All right, so we have some questions for our speakers. If you have questions and there's time to answer them, you can drop them in the chat box and we'll attend to them after they answer the already set questions here. So the first question is for Erasmus Nana. Yeah, so it's about your journey in SP. Has SP influenced your career? If yes, what role did SP play and how did it turn out? Sir, you are on mute.
Okay. Can you hear me now, Ella?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I also see my face. There's no way for me to confirm. Are you able to see me?
Yeah, I can see your face, sir.
Okay, great. So yeah, so let me again appreciate the keynote speaker. You know, I think I thoroughly enjoyed the session, and the fact that what she presented was purely based on you know, her experience, the how the journey has been, and what I've noted specifically is that I think I made note of it somewhere that it's okay not to even have a clear vision initially on what you want to be. I mean, it is all part of the process. So I think I like that. I noted it down. Okay, so to the question that has been asked about my journey, my career journey and how SPA has helped. Incidentally, I have a bit of a unique experience there. The SPA has been like a platform that my career has been kind of wrapped around, if you like. And I start with the current job I do now, which is working in Shell. I got the employment that I am on now due to my interaction with people at an SPA conference in 2006, I think. Yes, 2006. In Abuja, someone just told me that Shell has advertised at the conference, and because it's the reason I think one very key thing too, if you find yourself in this space of looking for a job, is being prepared to sell yourself at any time. So it can really be a situation where, because you don't even know when the opportunity is coming, so it may become a bit frustrating that you've been ready for a long time and here the opportunity is not coming. But I think it's something you hold on to. So someone just told me that there's opportunity in share.com/careers. I went there, applied, and then I got invited for interview, and then I joined. And again, that one for me is about joining, and Shell actually fitted the kind of a place really that I wanted to develop my technical career. I had all the support, and it was being SPE was something that was so much encouraged working in Shell. So the dream I had of making technical contribution to the industry in the form of writing SPE papers or making presentations to technical professionals or even serving in committees in SPE, we are all enabled by the opportunities I was afforded at work. So it has been a very useful thing for me being SPE, because again, a lot of my appearance on the podium, receiving awards, which for me I consider as highlights, has all been enabled also by SPE. And a lot of what I have on my profile as what I consider as my best career achievements has also been enabled by SPE. So I would like to leave it at that. I don't know whether there's any other related question to this I'd also like to take. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. There's something Mr. Erasmus hinted. He said, be ready to sell yourself at any point. So earlier in the body, we had a session called your elevator pitch. Yeah, so in SP, we have opportunities where we train people, not just on technical things, but also on professional related matters to help you optimize your career. Thank you very much, sir. So our next question is for Miss Christine. So from your experience, what is the best strategy for a recent graduate to adopt to position himself or herself at an advantage point in job application?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me. I've taken a couple of notes from the other speakers. I'm happy to be here. Okay, so I would answer the question. Well, for me, I would say that, give it everything you have. Try out all the strategies that you have. So for example, if it's like a job that has been advertised, you could try to like tweak your CV in a way that it suits the job role based on the skills you already have. But if you're really a recent graduate, I think what you could do is to learn as much skills, as you can. You could join professional associations, for example, like the SP, and it's very easy to join. You could take like online courses. I mean, if you don't have money, there are a lot of free ones that you could leverage on, and then keep building capacity. And I would like to say that just be a good human being, be a good human being and be ready. So I'll give a personal example. 2 of my jobs that I got, I applied, right? I applied to like a lot of companies. So my CV was everywhere. So anyway, but then twice I got jobs. I got called by like the HR, and one of those times I was in the market, I was shopping, and I received a call from, from someone. Anyway, I answered the call like graciously and all of that. And the other time I was also like in a bad mood anyway, and I got a call from like HR personnel. So just be a good human being. If you put out applications out there, you don't know, like just like kind of like be ready at any point in time. I would also mention LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a very good platform. So like when you get like all these, you complete your courses, it's a good place to like showcase what you have. Because the thing now is that, when you put out your CV, out there, many times your prospective employer would like check you out. And one easy place to check you out is on LinkedIn, and they like see, okay, this person seems like has an interesting profile, and I would like to communicate. And it's also a good background check, on you. So for me, these are the things that helped me. What else? I think you should volunteer as much as you can. It helps you, build leadership skills, and these are things that employers also like that employees to have. So for me,
Okay.
that's it.
Thank you very much, Christine, for your answer. She said, first thing, give it your best. So just to add to what she said, when you said that, it struck a chord with me, give it your best. I remember when I applied to Shell, and I was going through the process. Someone actually told me that I won't get it, but that spurred me to give it my all. And by the grace of God, it was successful. So you don't need, in as much as connections are good, once, like Iro mentioned, once you give your best to something, yeah, eventually to turn out, everything will work in your favor. So my next question is for Captain J. Yes, so with the recent job scarcity and technological trends, what is your advice for recent graduates, for young graduates rather?
Thanks a lot. And it's been a very wonderful session. I've learned a lot in this session from everybody, keynote speaker and everybody. I mean, to comment on this, first, scarcity have always been there. With human race, everything is always scarce. And then that means it will never be in excess. It will never be in abundance where we all will have what we want. All we've got to do is to always strive. And then when you say striving, we need to go back to those qualities from school days. Don't consider school as degree, consider school as skills. In your maths class, in your physics class, your chemistry class, or any other courses, what you're being trained there to become is to be good at your analytical skills. And that means you can easily translate those courses, those subjects, that skill to solving a problem. So don't always see it, I read this, I read that. While you're reading all of that, there was a skill that is being transferred to you. So just try to keeping that skill alive. As a technical expert, first thing you must understand is that you have to be technically sound. And being technically sound has to start from school. So you can't mumble that. Whether tomorrow you begin to lead teams or you begin to be the CEO, it starts from you being technically sound. So what I tell technical experts is, if you really want to be technical, you have to be technical. And then from there on, you could grow into all the business skills and other skills that are very important. If I sit in a panel and you come for any of those things, I'm going to be very technical because that's what we want. The job we do as energy providers are very analytical and they're very technically demanding. So please keep that up. And one thing you also observe is keep an attitude to improve yourself. The attitude of improving yourself is go out there, make it. I, for one, in every 2 years, I like to read or study something that I could say, this is how I developed myself. And that's why chronologically, it seemed like from undergrad days, it's just been doing something, because that's what keeps you alive. The keynote speaker had said it. Things are changing so quickly, so you can't fold your hands. But no matter how things are changing, your base is key. We could see the recent flood into the technical space, and we can see how things are also changing. Google have just announced job cut and all of that. What's going to keep people? It's not necessarily where you find yourself, oil and gas, whether any company stays or don't. Those skills are your life skills. So please, while you're still in undergrad or at any level, ensure that you deepen your understanding of those skills and translate your skills into the market. And once you're able to make those differentiation clear, it will come out clear in what you do, because you will realize that your IT was not a mere IT, you solved the problem. Those are all the things that you cook into your resume. And when you're interacting with a professional in that space for that competence you're looking for that job, it will be very glaring. I'll leave it at this, but there is more to say. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, so our next question is for Isaac. So Isaac, how can young professionals leverage on platforms like SP to advance their career?
Thank you so much, Emanuela, as well as the other panelists and the keynote speaker that have shared their experiences on SP and their career so far. So I would say how young professionals can leverage on platforms like SP to advance their career. I would put myself in place and answer that question, because I think SP has played like a very pioneering role in navigating my career so far. in the oil and energy industry. From my internship at the undergraduate level to my internship at the graduate level to my current role with SLB is all interconnected with opportunities from XPE and being part of SPE's vision and being a member of SPE. So how young professionals can leverage and tap into opportunities that SPE provide is by, like the keynote speaker said, putting themselves out there, looking for ways to market themselves and their skills. So when I started off during my undergraduate level, I noticed that, okay, I need to put myself out there. I need to get an undergraduate internship is a requirement for my degree. So how did I leverage SP to achieve that goal? What I did was SP Port Harcourt section at the time, they were normally organizing ambassadorial lecture programs, and it was in person. There are lots of SP activities that was going on at that time, and it was, I see that as I saw that as a networking opportunity to be able to interact with experienced professionals and let them know that, oh, I'm open for this opportunity, this role in your company or so. So I attended those events. I attended those conferences because I have an aim. So if you're a young professional and maybe your aim is to get a job in the oil and energy industry, or your aim is to get a mentor, you need to keep to date with the activities of SPE, attend, make yourself present, leverage the opportunities to interact with people. You have to be able to spot the VIP. It's a skill. You have to be able to know how to spot someone that can help you, walk up to the person and talk to the person and ask, introduce yourself, make a very good first impression. And then, you pick it up from there. Ask for their complimentary card. Later on, you write to them via mail to remind them of the communication you guys had. So there are lots of opportunities you can, like this is an example I'm giving for when I was looking for an internship position in how SP helped me. So moving over to on a larger scale, like you are looking to get a master's degree, to apply for a master's, international master's in an international university outside of Nigeria. So SP will give you an opportunity to pump up your CV, pump up your resume by the mentoring, the volunteering opportunities that SP provides. If you're an active member, you attend those volunteering opportunities in terms of Energy for Me activities. You are a membership coordinator in your school. So if you present yourself and you participate in those activities, having them on your CV would go a long way to put you forward in your application process in your master's degree program that you're applying for. So because these are some volunteering skills, are skills that some universities look out for when selecting their prospective candidate. So as well as having an opportunity to publish technical paper at XPE. When you publish a technical paper at XPE and you have that written down on your CV, it means that you are technically sound. It means that,
yeah, it is.
Yeah. So it implies that you're someone that if assigned a project, you can really work on that. You are a team player as well. So putting that, these are opportunities that you can tap in from SPE to further your career. And that would put you in front of like putting your best foot in your application process as well. So generally, you're looking for a mentor, you're looking for a guide, someone to guide you in your career. SP provides you that opportunity. Everyone is looking for someone to work under their shadow to some extent before they discover who they truly are. So SP helps you have the e-mentorship program that you can enroll on, and it will match you with a mentor that's matching, kind of like a pairing system that SP uses to help you get the right mentor. So if you leverage on
Yeah,
that,
so
yeah,
Isaac, yeah, there's a lot to say. So I think we can still come back to that in
okay,
the
of course. So
questions
let
we
me know.
have for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
So we are racing against time. So quickly, I'm just going to ask Mr. Erasmus, what are the relevant certifications that a recent graduate desiring to work in the energy industry should have?
Okay, so thanks for that question. I think the industry has actually evolved a lot. I joined the industry after I graduated over 20 years ago. So it's what worked for me then, definitely is not what to work with for recent professionals. For certification, I mean, there are quite a lot you can get. But what I recommend is anything in the area of digitalization, data science, artificial intelligence, and robotics. So all those areas now that are actually coming in to enhance what we do traditionally in the industry. So what I recommend strongly is getting something in data science, right? So it's the sort of thing, if you have it in addition to what you have learned in school, all the hard skills you will get in any branch of engineering or science, it will make it to be more marketable and give you an edge over whoever that wouldn't have it.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So we have about less than 10 minutes to wrap up our panel session. So I want to encourage the speakers to be quite brief with their answers. So the next question is for Isaac. Is it possible for recent graduates with zero working experience to get a job in the energy industry, especially in a multinational? Are there volunteering opportunities in such companies? If yes, if yes, or both of them, how can people or how can young graduates be accepted for such positions? Hello, Isaac.
So thank you for the opportunity yet again. For this particular question, I feel like it's very important to have an experience before you get into the oil and energy industry. At least let it be like an internship experience, the least you can, and you can get that experience during your undergraduate level. But if you are not fortunate enough to secure an internship opportunity during undergraduate level, is a bit difficult, especially for a multinational. So you must pump up your CV with something else, with another activity that matches the qualities that you get from internship as what the recruiter is looking for. So like, if you don't have an internship opportunity, you can have a volunteering skill. You can volunteer in place of that
Volunteering experience.
yes, it's a volunteering experience as well. So an SP provides you with that volunteering experience. You can use SP to, you can leverage SP as becoming, like, let me say, a membership coordinator. If you're a membership coordinator, then you are seen as a leader because you are leading people. You can as well be an SP vice president in your chapter. You have some qualities that can match that of internship that if you are not fortunate to get, then use other opportunities provided by SP to fill that gap. And for some companies, you cannot just go out to them and say, okay, I want to apply for a volunteering role in this company, because I doubt most oil and energy company provide volunteering opportunities for people. But what they do provide is unpaid internship. So if you are looking for the paid internship and you cannot get it, then you have to apply for an unpaid internship. And most indigenous oil and energy companies in Nigeria do have unpaid internship opportunity. And that's where networking comes in. That's where you need to put yourself out there, attend SP event, talk to people, because unpaid internship is not something common unless you talk to the right people, and then they can look for a way to talk to the HR and you're putting good words for you. So you need to ask for an unpaid internship instead of a voluntary role for oil and energy companies as well. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be difficult without an experience to land a job in a multinational company. But if you strategically position yourself and present some skills that the recruiters are looking for on your CV, or you leverage your LinkedIn to build your personal brand as well, an internship can be overlooked and other of your skills can get you a foot into the door during the recruitment process.
Okay, thank you very much, Isaac. Valid points there. So quickly, I will ask Christine, must you be in mainstream oil and gas to excel in the energy industry? Hello, Christine.
Oh, yes, thank you for the question. I'll just go straight to the point. The answer is no, you mustn't be. See, there's been a lot of deliberations about the whole energy transition and all of that. So there are actually like different other forms of energy, although it might depend on your geographical location, and I mean, the opportunities that are available there. So currently, like what I'm doing, I'm not doing anything directly related to oil and gas, right? But I'm working on developing something on biofuels. So actually, you don't need to be in the mainstream oil and gas industry to excel, right? So that's my comment. Thank you.
Okay, I still have one more question for you. So I want to know, people in Port Harcourt, we have lots of oil companies, and same for some Niger Delta cities. So I've heard cases of people wanting to stay in Port Harcourt because they want to be in the oil and gas industry. So we want to know, does your geographical location affect your chances of employment in the industry?
Okay, so I would answer this from two perspectives. From the first perspective, the answer is no. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be in a particular geographical location, because so prior to the advent of COVID, maybe the answer would have been yes. But now that, COVID happened, I think a lot of recruitments are done online. So you don't really need to be present there. If I got one of my jobs, I submitted my CV online. I did my whole recruiting process online. I never saw the company, booked flights, everything. The day I saw the company was the first day I resumed there, and it was like in a different state from where I live. So you don't need to be present geographically. So on the other hand, I would say that there are different ways to land a job. So one of those ways is through like networking, right? So if you want to get a job through networking, because it's not all roles that are actually like really advertised like that, right? So if you want to get a job through networking, you might want to be present in locations where you can find these people. So even if you don't live there, right? For example, you might want to attend conferences and seminars where you can find the stance of these companies, or like prospective like employers and that you want to talk to. So if you don't live in those locations, it might be quite expensive for you making those trips, but you can do it if it's really important. Like for me, I could attend a conference just because I want to meet with one person, just one person I want to meet, right? So that's on the other hand, but you don't need to live in a particular place to get a job. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Christine. So the next question will be for Captain J. How can I become a geophysicist in the oil and gas sector?
Thanks. Straight up, if you want to be a geophysicist, you have to have a physics background. So if you don't really like physics, you just have to have a physics background, undergrad. Most recently, electrical engineers are being considered strongly if you want to be a geophysicist. Geology, perhaps after much experience, you could easily navigate your ways into geophysics. And the reasons are simple, because the parents of all the wave equations of the AVO are all maths and physics. So if you're not well grounded in the act of technical geophysics, it's a bit difficult. But that doesn't mean that someone cannot do it. But it's now that conviction at those early stages. And that still brings me back to the skill you acquire. Some persons, while they were in school doing electrical engineering, they actually did signal processing. They did quite some other things that could relate to that. How well do you put this in your resume? How well do you sell it? A good course will always expose you. When I mean expose you, it will always set you up. Take, for instance, you read physics. If the light goes off in the house, you'll be called to come fix it. If the car is not working, you'll be called to come fix it. If there's any instrumentation job, you'll be forwarded to it. You could literally be asked to do everything. But those could be 1 or 2 courses you studied. But some persons have also deepened those courses into practical terms. You did a training or you did a course that just talked around alternate energy, and you're practicing it because you decided to deepen it. Again, opportunities are all there. Skills. But for more streamlined and more very technical courses, you have to have prerequisites to get into it, just like geophysics. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Captain J. So there are some questions in the chat box, and we'll take a few of them. So the first one will be for SC Erasmus. So the question is, what are the opportunities provided by SP that can be leveraged, that someone can leverage on? So I'll repeat the question again. Okay.
Yeah, so you say opportunities that are provided by SPE that one can leverage on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so SPE actually offers that opportunity for you to network, right? I listened to what Isaac was saying very carefully, and it's also even the networking that I told you was from where I got the opportunity of joining Shell. So that is one area that I expect a young professional to actually take advantage of, which is attending seminars and conferences, technical meetings, and every other event that bring industry people together with young professionals. So that for me is a key one. And then for development of your competency, I mean, SP also has very good repositories of where people have documented their experiences in the form of journals and SP papers and all that. So this is something that if you have access to it, it will enable you gain a lot of technical knowledge you can add to whatever baseline you have. So for me, these are the 2 areas I think SP can come in. There can be more. We are all SP people here, so there are many other aspects. Even your volunteering you do in SP is something that you can use to improve your profile and get more competitive in your job search. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So the final question, still from the chats, will be for Christine. So it's about networking. We tend to hear a lot about networking from the perspective of looking for more experienced people. I think this question is important. How can peer level circles help in career growth? That is networking horizontally across your peers.
Okay.
So how can it help with your career growth?
Thank you. Very interesting question. Okay, I would say that from my perspective, it's something very important. Sometimes when you go to meet like people that are like much older than you and like have amassed so much knowledge, it's really good, right? But sometimes it's actually your peers that actually know you and understand you better. So for me, you wouldn't really call it, they could act as like being like accountability partners like for you, right? And the fact that somebody is your peer doesn't mean they have nothing to offer you or like you have nothing also to offer them. Many times up until now, I still do it. I have like 3 levels of people I interact with. I interact with people that I feel like they are like kind of like younger than me and I could help them. And I interact with my mates and finally those that are older than me, right? So for my mates is what we actually do. From time to time, we get together and I could call them what are you doing? I'll give a personal example. So when I was looking for a job, I didn't finish from school with a first class, but some of my friends did. So I had a friend also, she had a first class, and I really liked her a lot. So we're kind of like very close. So I was looking for a job, and I kept getting like all these kind of emails like reject, sorry, and all of that. So one day I was like very sad, and I called my friend and I'm like, I don't know what is going on. It's because I don't get first class, I'm not getting jobs, something like that. And then she was like, okay, you know what, let me show you something. She opened her email and then she showed me reject, and she had a first class too. And then we started laughing, like, man, this is real trouble. Like, really, what can we do, right? So those kind of conversations like helped me to learn a couple of things from her, and I shared what I was doing, and she also told me what I could do better. And today both of us have jobs, right? So I think it's just, basically knowing that you have something to offer your friends, and your friends also have something they could offer you. I mean, you could have friends that are good at something and are like, oh, okay, I'll give another example. There was a time I was trying to like do data science, right? And I was so confused, but I had a friend that had done everything. So I asked him, I'm like, oh, I don't want to get into this pool of madness. Like, just give me like a step-by-step guide on how I could achieve this. And he did. It was really simple, and he was ready to help me. So I think that's what we could do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christine. So I want to say thank you to all our panelists for sharing their knowledge and answering all our questions. I believe a lot of people benefited from having you here on this call. So we'll go on to the next segment of the meeting. So I believe the next segment of the meeting is our photograph session. So I want to see all your beautiful faces. Yes, we have been having a swell time. So let's take pictures. Let's make memories. So put on your cameras and give us your best smell. All right. I can see our speakers. Our cameras are already on. Yeah, I can see you, Abel. I can see Samuel. Thank you for turning on your camera. Okay, Joy, you're welcome. I can see you, Umar. All right. Simeon, are we good to go?
Yes, we are.
All right. So give us your best smell and say cheese.
I think some videos are still coming up.
Okay. Gerald, I see your camera is on. Welcome to this meeting.
Cosmos.
Okay. Simeon, are we good to go?
7 seconds more.
All right.
4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2. Yeah, we are good.
All right. Okay. So I can see during the course of the meeting, we're hearing SP, and some people were trying to find out what is SP about. How can I be a member? So the next segment is our membership drive, and to give you all the information you need as to what the benefits are of being an SP member, how you can join, and how you can be active. So over to you, Daniel. Thank you very much for having me as a moderator. Good night, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Emanuela. Thank you very much to our wonderful panelists and our keynote speaker. Thank you, everyone, for staying with us up to this moment. So just briefly, we would have our membership drive. Over to you, Simeon.
The value of joining SPE is to network, is to find people in your own profession. We're really trying to put everything out there to give people as much of an education and improve their skills as we can, and then they can take that information back. But the only way you can do that is become a member. The value of the product you get for the cost of membership in SPE, it's off the charts. I mean, you get much more value than what it costs. And SPE's membership costs are so much lower than other professional societies either equivalent size or larger, that it seems to me a no-brainer.
I think it's a really great way to network and meet new people, not only people that are your age, but also some of the older people who have a lot more experience, and you get to learn so many different kinds of technical disciplines and just become a lot more well aware of all the different aspects of the industry. And so, for example, we have a lot of mentorship programs and a lot of different other training camps you can attend to become more technically disciplined, as well as kind of give back to the society as a whole. I think SPE is a great organization for a lot of engineers to join, only because it really expands your knowledge. And so it's a great way to not only learn something different, but also be involved and be more able to network properly and really make some great contacts in this industry.
If you work in the oil industry, for me, you have to join the SPE. There's no other society that have the various disciplines involved in the oil industry under one umbrella. So the SPE is the natural home for anyone involved in the oil industry.
Despite the fact that we've got social media, we've got Twitter, we've got websites and all that kind of stuff, I think that being a member of the SPE allows people to connect at a very human level. There are meetings, there are things like this, and you can be connected online, but nothing actually beats meeting people face to face.
Thank you very much, Simeon. So, and I can tell you once again that joining SPE, the value you receive from being a member of SPE, to the wealth of information, the wealth of technical knowledge you gain is definitely off the charts, right? So very quickly, I'll be walking us through, this is a step event. You know, we believe that most of us here are student members or recent graduates who wants to transition from becoming a student member to becoming a young professional. I can tell you that, you know, SPE has provided 1 year free membership for you. So if you're a student member or you're a recent graduate, you have 1 year free membership from SPE if you renew your membership. So I'm going to just do a demo to walk us through on how to renew your membership. So very quickly, once you log on to spe.org, you sign into your profile, it brings up your profile page. The renewal process takes, you know, the first stage. You confirm your contact details, ensure that your preferences are set right, and that you also want to volunteer, opt in to volunteer for SPE. We heard about volunteering, opt in to receive the weekly digest from SPE. And once you click on next, it brings up the technical disciplines. Now you can decide how many technical disciplines you want to receive. There are quite a number of them: technical, reservoir data management, you know, the artificial intelligence. And you proceed to the membership summary. Now, this is very important. We have 2 levels for recent graduates who want to renew and graduate. There's the free membership and the one that costs 10 USD. Now, SPE has made that free offer for you. Why not grab it if you're right on this meeting? So if you're here and you want to renew your membership free of charge for the next year, do well to click on that free button, accept the terms, accept the code of conduct of SPE, which of course you must have read. And also, if you are getting to know about your SPE renewal as a result of this, this meeting, do well to click on section or do well to click on the SPE dues renewal email, depending on how often you get the renewal message. Also, do well to reach out to Emanuela. She dropped her phone number earlier on the chat box, and I'm very sure she'll do that again. If you have any issues renew your membership, you can always do well to reach out to Emanuela, and she'll be more than ready to help you get that sorted. I look forward to seeing all our student members on this call, or our recent graduates on this call, become young professional members in this year. Thank you very much. Okay, so very quick announcements. So as part of technical activities in SPE, we have our monthly technical meetings. And for this month, our monthly technical meeting, we have our monthly technical meeting with a topic, the new technological breakthrough in drilling fluids, looking at the Sewell Maxim mod. And our speaker is Mr. Chris Okorafor, who is the Director of Business Development of CLE DDP. And our moderator would be our very own programs chair, Mrs. Ngozi Okonkwo. Also, as part of our corporate service development that is the Section 103 YPs. We are having rehabilitation of some dilapidated schools. We are changing the classroom, the face of the classroom and libraries of 2 schools here in Port Harcourt, Gracious Academy at Rumibo and Community Secondary School at Rumafara. Also, we are looking forward to raising 2.5 million naira to ensure that this is done. Part of this has already been raised, and you can also do well to be part of this corporate development service with SPE by sending in your token. Nothing is too small. As a student, you know how learning in dilapidated classrooms or having unstocked libraries can be. So you can do well to send in whatever donation you have. Take a screenshot of this page, send in your donations, and then do well to contact Joshua or Clinton after making your payment to confirm that your payment has been received. Thank you, as we look forward to having positive responses. Also, we have our monthly technical meetings, and just like we said, this is an opportunity as well for you to meet with the VIPs, right? Meet with personnel and also create strong visibility for yourself amongst professionals. We have our MTMs here in Port Harcourt, and then as a registered member under Section 103, you should get mails regarding to this. Do well to attend in person, just like one of the respondents said in the video. It's SP provides that avenue to have one-on-one interaction to have your 30 seconds, your 1 minute speech, and that could just be the changing opportunity for you in your career path. That could be what moves you from being person searching for a job to working in an IOC. So do well to become a part, and also you can become a sponsor on our MCMs. Also contact Manuela or you contact Ofure on this call to get a sponsorship slot on one of our MCMs. Okay, over to you, Ofure, for our closing remark. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Good evening once again to everyone on the call. Thank you all for staying till this time. It's been a wonderful session since we started, and of course, the industry awaits us all, students, young professionals on the call, and also recent grads. The industry awaits us. It's been amazing, from our keynote speaker to the panelists. Thanks so much for accepting to do this with us. Thanks to Rugama for all the nuggets that she dropped, how we should be deliberate, we should live for impact, and also letting us know that nothing is impossible. It's been fantastic. And then we moved over to the panel session, where we had our very own section director, SD Erasmus. We had our doctor, Captain J, and also the beautiful Christine, blessed amongst men, and also Isaac. Thanks for answering our numerous questions. Thanks for sharing your insights and also encouraging us that
Sorry, is anyone speaking?
It's right. Okay, so I think Fred is having a little technical difficulty with her network. Yeah. Okay, so once again, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for staying on the call up till this moment. So we'll go on to, just like we started with the national anthem, we'll go on to also end with the national anthem. I just want to remind us, as the national anthem plays, do well to remember every line of it, and then remember that this country is ours and it's ours for the taking. Over to you. Over to you, Simeon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. And do have a lovely evening. Thank you for joining us on our STEP event. We really, really do appreciate. Remember, we have 5 minutes to chit chat. So you want to, reach out to anyone, I think you can, unmute and say hello, say hi's, and, you know, um, yeah, get to catch. And I do hope our days are productive and we are all home and back from work as it is. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night's rest.